Okay, I'm recording. We're on Ustream.
Oh, well, we better watch what we say.
Oh, we've been live for a while. I just started the recording.
Okay.
You said you were going to do a new ad.
Huh?
We're going to do a new ad. My mom's watching you do that on the internet.
I haven't actually paid attention to it. What's wrong with what we have?
I don't know, the last time you heard it, you said, yeah, we need to reach that.
Yeah?
That's what you said. That's all I know.
You sure I didn't just say that to placate you because you're giving me a hard time and I didn't want to get in trouble?
I didn't say anything. You just said it, like, out of the blue, just no provocation from you whatsoever.
It's you and me, baby.
I'm going to start show with Sonny and Cher.
There you go.
847-359-8100. We're drowning in paperwork. How did we end up in the red? What happened?
Sir, it's payroll. We didn't account for new hires or document overtime. Here's the exact number.
Holy cow! That figure looks like...
Here's the exact number.
Holy cow!
Here's the exact number.
They're staffers.
Whatever. Whatever.
They're staffers from
Oh, yeah.
around in here.
Okay.
STEcorporation.com today.
Never want these serious places to go to waste.
I could have got 51 votes in the Senate of the for an outright picking up every one of them. Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in. I would have done it.
I have 2 words for you. You will never see it coming.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life. From gun control to freedom of speech. Presented in part by Illinois State Rifle Association, Tulsa Shooter Supply, Stone City, and Safer USA. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And welcome to On Target Radio. I'm David Lombardo.
I'm Gretchen Fritz, and we're here every Sunday evening from 9 to 10 p.m. talking about the red meat issues that affect your life.
And tonight, Gretchen and I will be looking at this week's news from range wars in Nevada to why women should pay less at all-you-can-eat restaurants.
Give us a call and voice your opinion at 312-642-5600 or go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
Personal opinion. It's time for David's rant of the week.
Under normal circumstances, Bunkerville, Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy wouldn't even be a blip on the political radar. The fact of the matter is, Bundy is grazing his cattle on federal land, and he owes the government a lot of back rent. Bottom line, he should pay up like his neighbors, but that's under normal circumstances. There is a fundamental issue underlying Bundy's point that ranchers have been grazing cattle on the land since the cattle drives pushed up from Mexico in the 1860s. He challenges the federal government's claim that it owns the land and he has to pay rent. To his credit, there is that troublesome 10th Amendment thing about the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Having scoured the Constitution, I can't find the part that says the federal government gets to own all the unclaimed land in the United States. Having said that, the truth is the federal government is a 500-pound gorilla, and John Q is always going to be on the losing end of pretty much any argument. But again, that too is under normal circumstances. Lately, under this administration, a whole band of 500-pound gorillas have long since lockstep marched far beyond the boundary of normal circumstances. I won't rehash all the egregious acts that this president, his minions, and his federal agencies have committed over the past few years. Suffice it to say that this government is out of control. It sidesteps the Congress with wanton abandon to do whatever it wishes, and that sets the tone for liberal state governments. In Connecticut, citizens have rejected severe gun control measures in an exercise of civil disobedience that has even law enforcement ignoring recent laws. All over the country, small acts of civil disobedience have been occurring, and nowhere more so than in Bunkerville. Various militia had shown up to support Bundy and, more importantly, to show the rest of the country that there are those who are ready to stand up to a government that has taken on the appearance of a dictatorship, deploying goon squads to implement policies, some of which even the Congress won't support. Those that would discount the Bunkerville confrontation have their heads in the sand. It matters not that Bundy is technically in the wrong. He represents the one hot button that this administration doesn't get. John Q. has just about reached his limit of governmental overreach. Whether Bundy is right or wrong, deploying federal SWAT teams to take out a rancher whose crime is grazing cattle and not paying rent is simply outrageous. But outrageous best describes pretty much everything this administration has been up to for the past few years. Drones, surveillance systems, the chronic drumbeat to disarm all law-abiding citizens, kowtowing to Muslim extremists, and a rash of other things the average American sees as anti-American. What began as a burr under John Q's saddle has grown to widespread terminal cancer. With tensions at their highest since the Civil War, it's not going to take a very big spark to set off a runaway forest fire, and that's no bull. Or perhaps it is. The good news is science tells us periodically that a good forest fire cleanses the land and allows for stronger, better renewed growth. Or, to put it more bluntly, as Thomas Jefferson wrote, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
Indeed it is. Where do we begin? There's so many layers to the story.
I don't know. It's amazing. I mean, technically, he is in violation of the law. But the question in my mind, number one, is where does it say that the federal government gets to own everything not owned by an individual?
Well, I think they bought it. I mean, at some point, they bought that territory from whoever was living there, or
I don't
whoever
think so.
claimed ownership.
I think we just pillaged the Indians and took it. If anybody has a right to it, I would think it would be Native American.
Well, sure. I'm surprised there's not some Indian, some Native American tribe going,
Well,
that's our land.
we've sequestered them onto little parcels of dry land they can't do anything with, which to me is the great American tragic story in this country. I mean,
It's definitely one of the things that, our forefathers maybe could have done a little better.
a little better. Yes, a little better. But back to this guy. This is not like a new thing. This story didn't just emerge like last week. This has been going on for what, like 20 years, I think they said.
Yeah, they've been adjudicating this for 2 decades.
They've been back and forth on this thing, and I get that, but I don't know. I really don't. Give us a call 312-642-5600 and weigh in. Everybody always waits the last minute. It's Mother's Day. Do your mother a favor. Call the show.
Actually, Mother's Day is next month. It's Easter.
We just had
One of those
we
spring
had
holidays.
dinner. We had dinner at your mother's today, and I just sorry.
It's okay.
It's not Mother's Day. It's Easter. So get one of your.
I'm sure my mother appreciates her mistaking her for Jesus.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Get one of your little, what are the little puffy rabbit things?
Peeps?
Yeah. Eat your peep. Get on the phone and give us a call, 312-642-5600. Weigh in on this thing because, all joking aside, I think had those federal troops, well, they weren't troops, they were law enforcement, had those guys shot somebody, I think it would have been an all-out war.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would have gone way over the top.
It would have gotten ugly.
We do have a call. My goodness, this is the first segment. What happened? We have John from Crete. John, how you doing?
Okay, fine. How are you and Gretchen?
Well, we're doing well, except for
Well,
I can't tell the difference between Easter and Mother's Day today. Well, thank you. So, John, what's your comment?
Yeah, why have a couple of people were talking about some one of the American said about but I was watching PBS. I couldn't stand it. They were talking about for hours and hours and hours. But a spokesman for a black spokesman saying that slavery and conflict can only be journalist, gentleman named Arthur Law, from this law team. So I think we're far away from it. So well that we must start off with civil disobedience, and the next thing is some kind of a grand physical revolution.
Well, you know, John, and I just want to clarify something because the rant that I do on Sunday nights appears in our newsletter on Friday as an editorial. We sort of shift what we call it. But and I got a couple emails, not a lot, but I got a couple of emails saying that I was advocating government overthrow and stuff. I'm not at all. I'm not suggesting that, and I hope to God it doesn't ever happen. What I am suggesting is this: we talk to a lot of people, and there are a lot of people who are on the edge over this administration, and now. You know, the old joke about just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not really out to get you. It could be something as small as this little spark could literally start things because people are just fed up. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's right. I just think it is a possibility. So anyway, I appreciate your call, John. Thank you. Okay. And I just, you know what I'm saying, Gretchen? I'm not suggesting that. That I would want that to happen. I'm just merely saying, just look at the reaction that occurred in this one small instance. People came from all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I mean, I think that and I feel bad. I don't remember who said it, but you know, our progression into from complacency to slavery is almost complete. And it really is. It really is almost time for another revolution. I mean, I don't want to sound like a crackpot, but
no,
if you look at what was going on at the time of the revolution and what's going on now, it's very similar.
No, I agree, and I just again, I hope it doesn't happen, but I think this president is callous, and it may well. Give us a call later, but we'll be right back with more On Target Radio after these messages, and you're listening to AM560, The Answer.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Chicago Radio.
Admit it, you love John.
Traffic.
Huh?
I said admit it, you love John.
Yeah.
He likes the fact that he actually called.
We could also mention they had set up First Amendment areas.
Oh, I know, that's like so crazy.
Yeah,
Blow your mind.
that's
Yeah.
another good one.
Just in case you weren't sure, you could only go there.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said it blows
I
your
said
mind.
just in case you weren't sure where the First Amendment applies, they put up signs.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, that's very helpful. Yeah.
To Stevenson a little slow, inbound 35 to Lakeshore Drive and 46.
You know what you should do? You should get a 3-foot cutout of the United States, 3 foot wide, and hang a sign with some chain that says First Amendment area and have that behind you in the view of the camera every day.
That's a good idea.
That was on Facebook. It said like First Amendment map, and it said First Amendment area. It was marked in red, and the whole thing was red.
There you go.
I like that. That'd be another thing we have to carry and set up.
Yeah.
And endearing himself to all.
I like you too, but some people have some really screwed.
Can't believe we got a call in the first segment.
Yeah.
Maybe he was
To
on
be
hold.
fair, John was on the phone with me 4 minutes before your show
Was he
started.
really?
So he wanted to yell at Frankie and Izzy 3 minutes left in their show.
Yeah.
So
Which is going to be tough to do since
I
Frankie
told him,
isn't
I was
here.
like, listen, dude, I just walked in the door. We're about to go live with On Target Radio. So he was sitting there with the hammer cock.
To keep and bear arms. For over 100 years, the ISRA has supported the use of firearms.
John's
all right.
got one in the chamber, and he doesn't own a gun.
There you go.
For national defense. For over 100
Or maybe he
years,
does.
the Illinois State Rifle Association has been supporting you.
Well, just
Don't
hold
you think it's time you supported them? ISRA.org or 815
I couldn't see the segment clock because it was blocked by the
3198. The Illinois State Rifle Association has been supporting you. Did you need a makeover?
You know, I never could find anywhere. They got a picture of this guy who
The answer is Stone City.
they're putting a patch on and there's blood.
Yeah, I saw that.
But no reference to that at all.
Yeah.
And I never heard about a single gunshot being fired.
No,
I think that's, isn't that the guy's son? He was tased, and the taser barbs went in.
Oh, he did get tasered. Yeah. But that's a lot of blood from a taser.
Well, maybe he's a bleeder. Is he a member of the British royal family? by chance? 1 minute.
Oh
We're done
God.
tonight.
How could we take a night off and not do this?
I don't know. I can't imagine it. When I've had to miss, I'm heartbroken.
This is
I've been hearing my messages for the past few months. I also want to thank you
It's your
for
new
and it's
law.
very indicative of my life. Total freaking loser.
with many of you. If you haven't heard my messages,
True, I've seen it.
I'm a care insurance professional representing a top brand.
No comments from the
with
peanut
no
gallery.
agenda. I specialize in helping
All right, I'll tell people behind me. Shut
Are we
Yeah.
are we sticking with Nevada, or are we going
Oh, I'm
on?
sorry, what?
Are we sticking with Nevada, or are we going on?
Well, I
to
mean,
something
the First Amendment area really gets me, and I particularly like the inbred bastard comment.
else? Yeah, that was funny. I'm like, oh, we have a lot of love between Utah and Nevada, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 312-671-3938 or Monica for insurance.
We gotta get to the buffets, though.
You're listening to On Target
All right.
Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
Yeah, we're back with more On Target Radio. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. 312-642-5600. It's Easter, and so, come on out. I don't know what the relationship is. Maybe you'll find an Easter egg here. One of the things that really bothers me, it's bad enough about the rancher deal, okay? Because there's two sides to that story, and I get that. Here's the part that really bothers me a lot, that they set up designated First Amendment speech areas.
Yeah, I can't even wrap my mind around that. Like, what were they thinking?
That is exactly what bothers me about this administration, that they would have that attitude that they can designate an area that it's okay for free speech.
Yeah, like, I think what they were saying was, we want all the protesters to be, like, right here. Well, I'm sorry, you don't get to control it. It's a protest.
And apparently Bundy, his brother or somebody or other, I don't know who, drove down a state road looking to find where the cattle were, found them, never got off the state road, didn't go onto the BLM land or anything, started videotaping, and were surrounded by SWAT guys with rifles
Yeah.
pointed at him
Four snipers trained on them.
and told them to leave.
Mm-hmm. And I guess he actually got arrested. They actually dragged
Their
him
brother.
out.
And then they wouldn't tell him where he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's America.
Yeah, the whole thing is surreal. I can't even wrap my mind around this whole thing.
And then you talk about arrogance. The Clark County Commissioner, a guy named Tom Collins, which in and of itself
Awesome.
is awesome. Yeah. It says he was asked, because there were militia in Utah that said that we're going to go help this guy. We're going to, defend him. He said Utahns planning to travel to Nevada to support Clive Bush in his standoff against the feds better have funeral plans. And further down, it said somebody called and talked to him, and he said, this guy said of a conversation he had with this Tom Collins, he said, I was just told by Commissioner Collins of Clark County, Nevada, that all of us folks from Utah are a bunch of, and I quote, inbred bastards, unquote. And if we are coming to Clark County, Nevada to support Clive and Bundy, we all better have funeral plans. We should turn our asses around and mind our own effing business. Now, that's public official. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that is being bred by this administration.
Yeah, I don't know what the conflict is between Utah and Nevada, but apparently there's no love lost between the two.
Apparently not. And I just
like I said, there's a lot of layers to this. There's the EPA layer where they closed the land in 1998, saying that this desert tortoise was endangered. But I guess what ended up happening was they set up little like Cerberuses for the tortoises, and they flourished.
Right.
And then they started euthanizing them because there was too many. So it's like, okay, any type of EPA habitation argument is pretty much hogwash. And it just sounds so like they haven't even agreed on an amount of money, but they're going to these extremes. It's like, okay, can we please finish adjudicating this before we start herding up cattle and cashing it in? It's just it's so crazy.
No, I agree. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. The other thing is, it's a turtle. Species die. They go extinct. I'm sorry. There are no Tyrannosaurus rexes running around. You know what I'm saying? Species die because they can't support themselves. Okay, there it is.
Right now all the bunny huggers are gonna send you hate mail. Maybe you'll get your first death
Well,
threat.
that's possible. That's possible. I could wear little bunny ears, and it's Easter. I could
That would be
wear bunny ears and
it
lay
would
an
be
egg.
a great day for you to finally get your first death
It
threat,
would.
and then you'll be
I agree.
equal. Then you'll be equal to me.
1-on-1.
Finally.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and I couldn't document this, so I didn't put it in our pre-show briefing stuff. But I saw one thing written about this, and that is the very land that's in question. And I did not document this. I couldn't find it. But we want to look into this. The very land that's in question, our Senate Majority Leader, right, Harry Reid from Nevada, is working a deal with the Chinese to put in a solar whatever the heck they call them, solar panel.
Solar power plant.
Yeah, in that area
Yeah.
where the little turtles are.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, as long as
it's
and
okay
again,
for the
undocumented.
It's okay for the Chinese to slaughter the turtle.
Exactly.
But it's not okay for the
Exactly.
cattle to trample them. And,
You know what I say? On balance, when you look at the whole thing, the heck with mock turtle soup. Let's just go ahead and go straight for good, rich turtle soup. Let the cattle go so we can have steaks. Kick the Chinese out.
Yeah, the whole thing smells bad. The whole thing just smells fishy.
Yeah. Oh, well, here we go. We have Ken from Lake in the Hills. Ken, how are you doing this evening?
We're doing just fine, and you?
Oh, well, we're doing good as soon as we figure out what holiday it is. Gretchen knows I'm the one that's lost. Well, what's your comment?
Well, it was a little bit about the different layers, and many of my fellows at work, we work as a machinist, and we talk about different things with Obama and the layers of the Second Amendment that are being really scrutinized. But when we said what's happening, I told them about what his 5 months ago, and exactly all the layers, 20 years of time came into a cattle bridge, fees, other people paid, and whatever. I'm a 5 Bundy fan for being stepping up as the militia. I'm not sure he stepped up 20 years ago against Obama, and now it has, I don't know. But we hear about the China people that were looking to maybe buy the land for very cheap, spend on $1 for the land. And a lot to do with how the federal government comes in with sharpshooters and their technology against a farmer ranger and taking cattle by gunpoint. And you're right, I think if there was a big deal with a lot of the militias standing up against them, good to them. I favor them doing that because we have to start making a stand. I think the Republicans need to make a bigger stand and get us back on track about democracy and voting, and not just for people voting in who they want to give them democracy for free welfare and money and gift cards and all.
Well, and it's funny that you bring that up because our next little item is, did you hear about the woman who, how many times did she vote?
Like 6, I think.
There's a woman who, this was in Ohio. Her name was Meloise Richardson. And here's all you really need to know about this, Ken. This will tell you everything you need to know. The Reverend Al Sharpton was hugging this woman at a rally promoting a referendum to amend the Ohio State Constitution to make it easier to register to vote. Okay? So here's the deal. This woman who has been a poll worker for a long time, she's worked polls for a long time, she openly admits that she voted twice. She openly admits to that. And then she openly admits that she voted for her daughter, who also voted twice.
For her granddaughter.
Her granddaughter, I'm sorry. And then this is the really good one. She also voted for her sister, who's been in a coma since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
her grandfather had the same name as like a short name that a woman used to man's name.
I have no idea. And then she's quoted as saying that what she did was, I quote, absolutely legal votes, unquote. And here it is. You ready? And this was all because apparently it's part of a larger struggle for Mr. Obama's right to sit as president of the United States.
He's been elected twice. I really don't think there's much of a struggle at this point.
I think the struggle's over.
I think it's over.
And again, they keep saying about how he started out with such a struggle, after he took over the Bush administration, who left him in such a deficit, okay, well, after like how many years do you still keep using the same platform to cry it's not your fault?
Yeah, and the deficit is vastly larger than when he took office. So it's the best thing I've seen on Facebook in a long time was a picture of Obama saying, "I inherited this from the last president," and then he got that look on his face like, "Oops."
He was the last president.
He was the last president. That's right. Kenneth, thank you very much for calling this evening. Have a nice rest of the day.
So I think I'll be in touch again.
Great. Okay, doke. Yeah, that's Mella Weiss Richardson. You know, you can't make that sort of stuff up. And of course, Al Sharpton is hugging her. And the interesting thing about this woman is when she got sentenced to, what was it?
5 years.
5 years, which she didn't
In
serve.
prison.
She didn't actually serve time, did she?
No. But not much. She was
Yeah.
released.
But Sharpton said she is being used as a pawn in a political game to attempt to further the agenda of those who are trying to enact voter suppression. Anyway, we're going to be back after that with more On Target Radio. You're listening to AM560, The Answer. I can't. Well, dude.
Admit, you used to be the dean of a college, right?
You're like on a roll, and all of a sudden it just falls.
Okay.
Suppression, Dave. Suppression. Think of muzzle suppression.
I had a little brain fart there.
That was too funny.
Now, where did my guy go? Did I cut him out?
What guy?
John Cass.
I have him.
Oh, there he is. There's John.
South Korea is expected to return to the records that submerged terrorism. Authorities now determine 61 deaths.
We're going well. We got another call.
Okay, Millie on line
Yeah.
2 there has a very interesting question. It'd be easier to say it to you than type it in there. She's saying if we went, an American individual or an American company went to China or to Russia or to Germany, how easy would it be for us to buy some land?
It doesn't work that way. Only in America.
Right.
You remember when saying only in America was a good thing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I just thought it was a very good point to be made. Not
put around
really so
because
much
it's
a
a phone
question,
call.
but
We like phone calls.
yeah. Yeah, I just wanted you to know because it would have been like 50 words typing something in.
That's fine.
Stuck
We'll have to
in
give you
traffic.
some
We've got
journalism
the answer
editing
from
lessons.
Chicago Radio Deals.
Oh, I can shorthand it.
No, I know, but when you do, it's like see what. Oh,
Right.
yeah. Apparently, you can say bastard on our station.
Bastard.
And asses.
You can say bastard as
When
long
you
as you're
sleep,
not
'cause I said it.
saying someone.
I already said it.
Yeah,
Specific.
yeah. If you're not
You're
saying,
not calling someone specific a bastard.
well, you can call someone a bastard, but you can't say he is a bastard in the traditional. You can't accuse someone of having only one parent.
Well, no one
Literally,
uses it that way anymore.
you cannot use it
No,
as
now
a
it's called
shame.
welfare recipient.
Yeah, you can't use it as a shame. Yeah, it's cultural
That's
norm is the
unusual.
term. Cultural norm. But yes, you can say it.
And I
but-
said effing, and that went.
yeah, effing's fine.
Yeah.
Asses is fine. You were quoting too,
Yeah.
so
True.
asses is definitely fine. You can say piss if you were quoting.
I can say what?
Piss if you were
Oh,
quoting.
give me a pen. I want to write a sentence.
No,
Well, not using
no,
your
no.
pen.
when you could say that.
We have 4 people watching us on Ustream.
I would
Hi!
say
We're discussing all the things you can and cannot say on WIN.
you got to multiply that number by 10 when you're saying that out loud. We got 40 people. We'll all know what you mean.
Exactly. The problem is they can see the number on their screen.
Yeah, well, maybe they're.
Yeah, they can. But hey, no, that's like double what we normally get. So yay!
See, it's shame her for saying something that's
Yeah.
true, and then I go ahead.
I wonder if your mother has 4 computers running.
You know what? One of them might be at my brother's house.
I actually haven't heard from her tonight. I think she might have fallen asleep.
I said, if you want to see this giant blob in the background,
Get on Ustream.
Yeah.
We want to know who's watching. Go to Facebook, make a comment so we know where you're from. We have no idea. We want to know.
Tell us you're watching.
What? What?
Or
Yeah,
send
we want
an
to know
email.
where you're from.
Or
Go-
send us an email at Jeff.
No, go to Facebook and write a comment on our On Target radio page. Tell us where you're from. It could be from Kuala Lumpur for all we know.
What would the odds be that all four of the people, well, 3 out of the 4 people
We
who's
got
remote
2
watching
comments.
that made it to the Ustream and are functionally watching it don't have Facebook?
Well, they're on a computer to
They're
watch
on
it. So
Ustream.
I understand.
don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. What are the odds?
I think the
for this
odds
show,
are,
probably about
I
98%.
think the odds are slim.
Not everybody's a square at you, Dave.
You never know.
Right.
You never know.
We got a comment.
What is it? Go pound sand?
That free speech zone was also 3 miles away from everything.
Oh yeah, right.
Choosing to own a firearm is your business. You own it responsibly.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. We're just greasing right along here.
We always do.
Okay.
So we're
I don't know
we're
my
gonna
own Facebook.
take the call
Password.
and then go to the site.
Yeah, we'll take the call. Yeah.
The step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen.
I'm sorry, that was a 1-minute answer. Now you have 30 seconds.
That's fine.
Backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect. How do you stop it? Now you can get the total transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800-345-2159. 1-800-345-2159. That's 1-800-345-2159. 1-800-345.
What was that phone number again?
On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
We're back with more On Target Radio. We're talking. We've been talking about Clive Bundy in Nevada and going up against the feds. And we have Millie on the line from Chicago. Millie, how you doing this evening?
Hi. I was curious, you're talking about like foreign entities like China, like buying land here in
Right,
America.
right.
I know like as a citizen I can't go to certain countries and buy land there, like in Russia or Ukraine, England, I might not be able to buy land there unless I'm a citizen. So how do we stop like this practice of like our land being sold to like people who are not American?
Well, we were saying to George on the break, only in America. And then I mentioned, remember when saying only in America was a good thing? Yeah, you can do that here. The truth is, I don't know that I really would want to change it because the beauty, both of my parents came from Italy. I'm a first generation American. So I don't know that that's the issue. I think the bigger issue is this government, and certainly governments in the past have also, but particularly this administration stands out in all sorts of backroom shenanigans.
There's a huge difference though between what your parents did and what this is a Chinese corporation coming in. And I mean, your parents came here for the purpose of becoming Americans.
That is true.
They wanted to be naturalized. They intended to come here and never leave. They weren't just coming here to make tons of money off of our land. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is true. But there was a time here in this country where the economy was such that pretty much we needed money from other countries.
True.
I mean, you hate to say that, but
Mm-hmm.
it did happen. So I don't know if there's an answer to that.
We still need money from other countries, but they're just going to throw it away. So it's kind of if we could get them to actually pay off debt or something with it, then it might be worth it. But.
Yeah, it is indeed. Well, I thank you for your call, Millie. I really do. Okay, yeah, give us a call 312-642-5600. I just have to say that I read John Cass's piece this week. I love John Cass. I would love to have John Cass on this show. I mean, we're too small. We're just small potatoes.
Can we just go back to Clive and Bundy for 1 second?
Bye, John.
sorry. Mullen Lave on Facebook says the free speech zone is also 3 miles away from everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, oh, of course, because why would you allow free speech near where things were happening?
Right. That would be pointless.
Speaking of free speech, I would like to talk about John Cass.
Please do.
John, you see, that was a good segue, don't you think?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was amazing.
John Cass, who I love this guy. I mean, in a manly sort of way. But I've loved him on this show. He did a thing about why do women pay the same amount of money when they go to an all-you-can-eat buffet as men do? I think that's a very good question.
It's cogent.
I mean, when we go out to eat, like we'll go to, what's that place with all the dead green stuff?
Oh, Sweet Tomatoes.
Sweet Tomato, yeah. When we go like there because I feel guilty and I just acquiesce because you want to go there. Otherwise, I'll be, yeah.
Or you feel guilty because of something that you've already eaten.
Yeah, well, and so you eat like, oh, I'll have this little twig of spinach, and I'm like eating 24 helpings of everything that I can see. And yet,
mostly the carb thing.
Yeah, well, they're carbs.
I'll eat like 2 plates of salad and like 2 plates of like brownies and focaccia and things like that.
Because think about it this way: can you imagine what I would be like on this show if I didn't eat downers?
No, actually, you're correct.
If I weren't carved out.
Of course, you're like Elvis. You're mixing your uppers and your downers because you're like drinking coffee and eating.
Well, I'd be like Joe Walsh. George, have you ever watched Joe Walsh when he's on the air?
Yeah.
He hops.
Let's say he's animated.
Animated. He's like the Easter Bunny. He hops around.
As a fat guy who eats large amounts of food myself, I can tell you that it's an Obamacare. The women are there as the young, healthy, to pay for the men who are the, critically.
Right, we balance you out.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'd be paying $45 and the women would be paying.
Well, and Cass makes that point. But
yeah, basically in the cost analysis that the restaurateurs are doing,
I balance it out.
I balance you out.
Yeah. Here, this is beautiful. I love the way Cass writes. I really do. So he's making the point. He says, but it frosts me that in the all-you-can-eat category, American women are being tricked out of their cash. And then he says, since men eat more and weigh more, they demand more energy to lift their heavy carcass in an elevator. They wear out the roads quicker and shock absorbers too, and they flatten the office carpets. So men are costlier all around. You gotta love that. I don't know how we'll get him on the show. We have to get him on the show.
Yeah, we should.
Because he's a very funny
Should
guy.
try to do that. I think it's funny that you're saying this. You think that I should be charged less than you, but you won't even take the senior citizen discount. So it's not like you're really that much of a penny pincher. It's not like you're really interested in saving a couple of bucks.
Let me tell you something. There is a direct connection between taking a senior citizen discount and then immediately afterwards going, I fell down and I can't get up. I will not.
That may be. I would have trouble picking you up if you fell down.
If they were giving me a senior citizen discount on a new house, that I would take, but on like dead vegetables, no, I don't think so. Anyway, we got to take a break. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We've been doing good with the calls tonight. And we'll be back after a few messages with more On Target Radio. And you are listening to AM560, The Answer.
See, that's a best of segment.
We've got the answer.
That's what?
Chicago radio
That's a
deals.
That's a best of segment.
Oh, yeah. It's more fun when we do our own thing.
I was expecting you to react when I said they made like little Cerberuses for the turtle.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
You missed that?
Oh, I must have
I
missed
thought I was like saving that. I'm like, oh, he's gonna like freak when I say
didn't
this.
hear it. Bummer.
I was waiting for you to lose it.
I would have.
Yeah, when I said that I was explaining the whole EPA thing, and I'm like, so they made little Cerberuses for the turtles, and they flourished.
I heard you talking, but I couldn't understand a word. That's a shame. Because I could have really gone off on that one.
I know. I was surprised you didn't.
I mean, my brain is already whirling with the
I was
possibilities.
really surprised you did not see that.
Because I didn't catch the word. You must have said it very softly. slurred or
I'm
something.
talking into a microphone and you're hooked up to noise canceling headphones. I don't know how you're gonna miss it.
What?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. One person said he's watching from Manhattan on U Street. Hi, David, Manhattan. I'm sorry, David.
Manhattan, Illinois, or Manhattan, New York?
Yeah, Manhattan, Illinois.
Oh, Illinois. Oh, hi. Hi in
Local.
Manhattan.
Local guy.
There you go. Cool. That puts our signal right out there.
Oh, I was gonna look up the hydroponics. How many hydroponics?
Oh, yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
around here.
Where are we going after this?
That's what I have next.
How about Shorewood?
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to do that. I think we should do the hydroponics
Okay.
right next.
We can do that. And this is actually our last real segment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although, really,
I have so much action. I
Okay.
really have to start with that at the end.
all right.
Because I have a lot.
Diabetes or take antidepressants. You probably know how expensive life insurance can be. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm Joel Clark. I've been a Select Quote agent for over 12 years. And I've learned saving on life insurance
That was a
is
good
all about
segment.
the company you choose. And that's exactly what makes Select Quote so special. We represent highly rated companies.
So apparently all the traffic reports are old, and we are working on a situation now. So if you want to go ahead and mention that, that would be helpful.
What do you mean a situation?
Well,
Get
the
in the
traffic
traffic
reports that
report.
are airing right now is old
They're
stuff.
not live.
They're not updated.
Okay.
They're sending us the reports. We're going to be getting the new ones on shortly. I'm gonna see
Oh,
on the
I thought you meant by situation as some like big
No,
pile.
traffic has gotten worse, and they want to make sure that, you know, we
Okay.
get the right reports.
600-4793.
Stand by.
600-4793. Or go to selectwork.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
We're back with more On Target Radio. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. George just passed on that the traffic report in the break was an old traffic report. They're in the process of updating it right now, and that they want to put the word out that the traffic is getting worse. So be cautious, and I presume the next break will have an updated traffic report.
Yeah, we ran into bad traffic on 55
Yeah,
North.
it was.
It was before Bolingbrook, south of Bolingbrook.
And they were very strange.
Well, once we got on 355, everybody was driving weird.
Yeah, it was very strange. It was no, I almost did a joke about people from other countries, but I won't.
No, you better not.
Because I'm politically sensitive.
Very sensitive.
Yes, I am indeed. Speaking of political sensitivity, in my own neighborhood,
I have to go to your backyard.
yeah, Shorewood, my own neighborhood, Shorewood, a woman, I mean, this really offends you more than me, although it offends me.
Yeah, this really frosts me. A woman got accosted in her bedroom, woken up by the DEA with guns
At
pointing
gunpoint.
at her. Yeah, guns pointing in her face because she shops at a hydroponics store. Period.
That was it.
End of discussion. Yeah.
They got her surreptitiously, got her power bill, and
Mhm.
decided that she was consuming
It
more
was
power
too high. It was more power than her
relative
neighbors.
to her neighbors.
Mhm.
And they went through their garbage at night while they were in bed. Not the people, the
They found
feds.
some green stems.
Green stems, which they couldn't recognize and assumed it was marijuana. And the woman was actually raising, what was it, some
Hibiscus.
hibiscus, right? She was actually raising. But here's the point: they waited until the husband was going to work.
Yeah.
Nailed him at the front door and made him let them in, and then they charged into her bedroom. This is a middle-aged
She's
woman. If you see her,
sleeping.
if you see her picture, she's
Totally normal.
right. And they just charge her in the bedroom and hold her at gunpoint. This is in Shorewood.
I always wonder about this because I've heard that they'll like suspect same thing. They investigate, and if they suspect somebody's growing pot, they'll fly over with helicopters with infrared because the hydroponic lights and things give off a lot of light and heat.
Right.
Yeah, so they can detect it when they fly over. Well, once again, I don't really want my government resources going towards this. You
I
know,
agree.
Clive and Bundy, I don't really want my government resources going towards, enforcing, a grazing ban that is just bogus anyway. And I don't want government resources going towards, trying to get people on growing hibiscus in their house.
I agree completely. You know, somebody wrote, how is it that they keep saying the money for Social Security is running out, but the money for welfare is never running out, which I thought was an interesting observation too. So it's just this government has gone nuts. I mean, they're going crazy. Could you not just knock on their door? They obviously knew who these people were.
Well,
they knew how many
yeah,
people
how
were in the
about
house.
execute a search warrant like normal
Right.
people? I mean,
And it's not like they're any kind of a threat. Even if they were growing dope, which they weren't, it's a middle-aged couple. They have jobs. They lead normal lives. They could just like go up to the front door and knock on it and go, hey, we have to have a little talk now.
well, you know, my other thing too, and I know that this shocks you, but I actually think that all this, I mean, this is silly to be spending this type of resources on people possibly growing pot. I mean, come on, who are they hurting really? I mean, even if they, you know, the people who are growing pot, they're all over the place. You know, other than driving under the influence, I really don't care. I really can't get worked up about this. I think all these drugs should be decriminalized.
Well, how many times have you heard me say that I think arresting people for possession of marijuana is ridiculous?
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, unless it's a traffic offense, they're driving under the influence of it.
Right.
You know, I don't support that sort of thing. But you know, it's ridiculous. If somebody wants to kill themselves, they're gonna do it. If they want to take cocaine or heroin or you know whatever their drug of choice is, just it's not gonna change whether it's legal or illegal.
The only problem I have with that, because that's a little too libertarian for me. The problem I have with that is
Too libertarian for you.
well, I know, but people who mess up their lives that way, or anyway, really, but people who mess up their lives aren't earners, and we end up paying for it. See what I'm saying? If the entire population of the United States could buy any drug they wanted, anytime they wanted, you're going to have all these whacked out people who won't have any money. That's sort of a de facto thing for most of these people, and we're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're already doing it. Whether the drugs are legal or illegal, it's kind of like what they always say about somebody breaking into your house or your car. You can lock it, but if they really want to break in, they're going to do it.
Well, true,
It's the same thing. I mean, Portugal actually decriminalized all major, all illicit drugs over 10 years ago, and they basically said Portugal. Yes, they said that the statistical difference before and after of drug addiction was basically nil. It wasn't even statistically significant, the change.
Portugal.
So
what are there, like 9 people?
Why do you keep saying Portugal?
Like
it's
9
not
people. Why Portugal? Who cares about Portugal? Sorry if you're from Portugal. I did not mean to offend you, and I would like to apologize.
You just
at
walked
this time.
right into that.
Yes.
No, but what I'm saying is that we could be spending our government resources on something else, and possibly even regulating and taxing the drugs, rather than having all these SWAT teams and DEA agents and all of this nonsense.
George is hopping from one foot to the other, but we're about to go to a station break.
Okay, George.
Oh, I thought you had
George
something
Walsh.
pithy in your head there. No? Okay, just gonna like smoke a joint, chill out.
He's just scratching his beard.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, we are going to go to break, and then we'll be back to wrap it all up, and we'll have Gretchen's Action Item of the Week, and we got a bunch of phone calls, and I'm happy. So, we will be back with more On Target Radio after these few messages, and you're listening to AM560, The Answer. I think we have more fun if we just do this.
For over 100 years, Illinois Rifle Association has
Although there were some good news items this week.
to keep and bear arms for over 100 years.
Dave, I will say this. When legalizing drugs, you have to think of a few things. One is you pull the carpet out to a significant extent from illegal drug cartels.
Sure.
You also create jobs because you're going to want to produce those drugs that are sold in your country.
And they have to be
have
inspected and
Right.
quality
Right,
controlled
yeah.
and taxed.
Well,
I agree.
all those unemployed DEA agents can now become drug inspectors.
Well, I would say this too. Plus, you have when an instance of where something is decriminalized or legalized, it it's the same effect as when you turn 21. Once you turn 21, drinking's no fun anymore, type of thing. It's
Ding, ding, ding.
it's the same, you know, it's the same
That's
basic
why
thing.
you don't get a lot of extra people taking it up because they would have done it anyway. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do it now that it's legal.
Well, not only that, but once the stigma goes away and it's available to everyone, because right now, if you're in the drug culture, you're not in, your mom isn't in that culture, your dad isn't in that culture, your cousin, your best friend might not be. If it's legal for everyone and it's out in the open, everyone sees it, everyone is part of that, and everyone judges you, and that's a totally different thing.
I agree.
I have another Facebook comment to read out. It's my friend.
What is it?
It's my friend that used to live in Texas. He says, "Why are you hiding behind all that radio equipment?"
Well, maybe you should have your little box here.
That's what I said. I said I need a little wooden soapbox to stand on.
Free 10-minute incorporation guide from LLC.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. Get the 3 little letters that can mean the difference between.
He agrees with me that drugs should be legal. He said the economic incentives are on the side of legalizing drugs.
We don't have time to do any more, do we?
No, I'll do it in my action items. I'll just give him a shout out.
On AM560 The Answer. Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back with our last segment of On Target Radio. I think it's been a good show.
Lots of fun.
We had a lot of fun. Maybe we ought to do this more often.
Fun.
I think we do. Anyway, now for the really serious part of segment 5.
Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Here's the next so-called town meeting by anti-gun politicians. U.S. Representative Brad Schneider and Illinois State Rep Scott Drury are having a meeting Tuesday, April 22nd in Deerfield at the Deerfield Village Hall. Moms Demand Action is also expected to be represented. Arrive early to be sure you get a seat. If you get there and can't get in, stay outside the meeting room anyway. There is strength in numbers. Be sure to wear your NRA shirts and hats or iGold hats and shirts. I will post all the details on our Facebook page. Join On Target Radio at the Firearms and Fashion Show on Saturday, May 10th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the Firewater Saloon in Chicago. This unique event showcases how to incorporate self-defense tools into any wardrobe. The Eventbrite ticket link is on our Facebook page, and the ladies will be here next week to tell you more about it. Sign your child up today for the 16th Annual Clyde Howell NRA Youth Shooting Camp. This year's camp is June 27 to 29. The fee is just $150. I put the link on Facebook earlier today. My friend David in Hillsdale, Michigan asked why I'm hiding behind all this radio equipment. Apparently he's watching us on Ustream. Big doings at Safer USA. These are a few of Safer USA's upcoming classes. Saturday, April 26th and 27th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This is a 2-day class that fulfills the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida, Arizona, and Utah. Saturday, May 3rd, NRA Basic Pistol. This class qualifies for the first 8 hours of concealed carry training. Sunday, May 4th, Illinois Concealed Carry 2. This class fulfills the requirements for the second 8 hours of concealed carry training, including the shooting proficiency test. Also Sunday, May 4th, Utah Non-Resident Concealed Carry, a 4-hour class which we are offering at the American Legion Hall in Carroll Stream. Safer USA will be offering Illinois Concealed Carry classes for women on Saturday and Sunday, May 17th and 18th. I will be teaching the ladies NRA Basic Pistol on Saturday and Illinois Concealed Carry 2 on Sunday. Don't miss this opportunity to complete your concealed carry training and meet other members of the Second Amendment Sisterhood. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on Register. Back to you.
You know, you didn't hit the truly big news of this week.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I bought new chairs.
That was big news.
Yeah, almost literally, every evaluation that our students fill out, you know, they're always saying, great, you know, blah, this is good, this is wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And then you get down to how can we improve our program. Every one of them says, get better chairs. I ordered 50 chairs, 2.5-inch thick foam seat cushions and back cushions.
In my defense, I've been urging you to get new chairs for months.
Yeah.
Several months. It's a big deal.
You know what? I don't care.
The backsides of your students will thank you.
That's right. I think this was good. You know, maybe we should do more of this. Just what we're doing.
Well, maybe we'll get some Facebook comments about that idea.
Folks, weigh in on this. I mean, doing the Gretchen and David thing here, it was fun. I don't know. Maybe we should spend more time doing this sort of stuff and just chatting. But anyway, that's it. We do appreciate you listening as always. Next week we're going to have Marilyn and Kim and
Karen.
Karen. Yeah, Karen. And we're going to talk about
Firearms and Fashion Show.
Firearms and Fashion Show, which we will be at.
We will be there.
We'll attend that.
If you would like to meet us, we will be there.
Exactly.
I'll bring my permanent marker. We'll sign autographs.
There you What, are you going to pay people to take it? All right. We'd like to thank you for listening this evening. And please take the time to like our Facebook page on Target Radio. And while you're there, sign up for our free weekly newsletter by clicking Join Our List.
We'd like to thank George Hoffman on the board, our sponsors, Illinois State Rifle Association, Pelcher Shooter Supply, the Aurora Sportsman's Club, Stone City Kitchen and Bath Design Center, and Safer USA.
And thanks, Mike, for making it all happen. Russ is here.
Another one in the can. Russ is here?
Russ is here. I didn't know he was coming in.
What the hell?
I didn't know you were coming, Russ.
We weren't expecting you.
But this isn't a sleep problem. It's something called non-24.
Oh, I forgot his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It strikes me funny that he's more deaf than you.
What?